Welcome back to the Artificial Museum Lab tutorials. Have you encountered this problem that you want to upload your asset? And this pops up. So we are limited to a specific file size in the web. And that's why we have to optimize our assets before we upload them to the lab. How we can do that? This is what I will show you today. Let's jump into Blender 3D. So this is my object. It is a 3D generated asset from KREA.AI. So I uploaded an image, it generated a 3D object. Let's see the topology. We go in edit mode and we see a lot is happening here. And we do not need that. So the first we're going to do is to delete everything what we don't need. We go to this topology X-ray with delete, and then delete vertices. Okay, so this is it now. Next step is to check if the mesh is one piece. Stay in edit mode, vertex select mode, and select one vertex and press L. You see, we have single meshes. Let's solve this quickly. We select all with A, and then we go to Mesh, Clean Up and Merge by Distance, and it deleted me 8,000 something vertices. And now it's one piece, and with Command I select all the elements which are not connected, and then I delete it, and let's see how many vertices counts we have. It's like 150,000 vertices, but we can also optimize that. The next step would be to quad remesh. So we have to rename now our asset. Let's say it's figure high res. So this is our ground truth, right? It's also important to do now the repositioning and setting the center differently. So we will move it up a little bit like this. And I'm in the front view, so this is also the way my object will be presented in AR. And now I will also use the set origin to 3D cursor. So now the center point is at the center of the scene. And this is how I want to position my figure or whatever that is. Now I will show you two options to quad remesh. First is the paid version, the add-on Quad Remesher. I can show you the link down below if you want to invest in that. I think it's really nice, but we focus on the free version for now. Remeshify, it's here at Gumroad. I will also send you the link down below. And the nice part is it also works on Mac, Linux, and Windows. And then you get the download file. And let's go to Blender, Edit, Preferences, and then we go to Add-ons. And here the little corner, Add-on Settings, Install from Disk. And then you select the one you want to install. Press Install. I did that already, so I don't have to do this. And then we look for Remesh, and there we have it, and then we activate the add-on. Okay, let's save first and let's try. It doesn't show any progress bar. Okay, it's working, so let's wait. Okay, it did actually a really nice job. I'm impressed. I think this is good. So you see, this is the new topology. We minimize the vertices to under 30,000. That's good. This is much better for animating, and it's also optimized. What I don't like now from the appearance is this hard edges. So we right-click and say Shader Smooth. So this is solved now. Okay, so now we have the problem that it doesn't have a UV map. There's actually nothing there, right? Let's compare it to the high-res thingy, and when you see, when I select this, it has actually a reference. So this is the next step. We do a UV unwrap. This is quite simple. So let's select our empty object, then we do UV. The easiest part is to make a smart UV project, and I want the scale to bound. So it organized the islands. I will tell you what that is exactly when we see it, to the edges of the square of the UV texture. Unwrap. So we have this now, all the islands. Let's see when I select this one. You see now they are unwrapped, so it has a kind of information how to get texture on the 3D object. Let's kill the cube, by the way. Let's kill also the camera, and also, let's keep the light for now. Okay, we see these two objects are actually on the same position. Now we can bake the texture from the high-res to the low-res object. Then we do also a renaming now because we have to know which one is which. So this is the low-res, and this is the high-res. The low-res needs also a little bit of preparation because it has no material. Without the material we can't bake anything, so we need a material, and we will also add an image texture because we need an image texture to bake on. I go with 2048px because it is a big object in the scene, so let's make a new texture, and we called it bake, and you see it's black. So next step is how we get the baking option. We are an Eevee render engine. We need to go to cycles and then we get new options. And here we have the baking option. In that kind area of baking, you can bake lights, you can bake color, you can bake ambient occlusion and all that. But we are concentrating on the color baking from one object to the other. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have also a metallic and we have also a normal map. First, we need to concentrate only on the color, on the diffuse. So I will deselect this because it will affect the baking for the color, because if metallic is active, then it doesn't work. And so we put that to 0. We can keep the texture for later. And let's go to our low res. So we have our texture selected. It's also no metallic. First, let's see what we have here. Bake type. We go to diffuse. We don't need direct and indirect light, we just need the color. And then there is this option like this, select to active, which sounds really confusing. It means selected to active. So we select our high res and we press common and select the low res, and this is highlighted light blue. That means this is now our active one. There are two parameters we will adjust, extrusion and ray distance. Let's try these parameters first. Don't worry, we can redo the baking many times. Another thing we have to take into consideration is that we have to select actually the image what we want to bake on. This is important because otherwise Blender doesn't know where you want to bake the information. And now we can actually bake. Look at the result. There are some black parts. I adjust the max ray distance to 0.2 meters. Now let's try again. Yes. Okay, this is the best optimized version for my object. Let's compare. So this is the high and this is the low res, right? I think it's totally fine. I don't see much difference here. Let's put it back to its place and let's not forget to save the image. Why? Because next time we'll reload Blender, this won't be saved. And please save it as a JPEG optimized because there is no transparency. So only use PNG when you have transparency. I will do a new folder and I call it textures. Let's call it color baked. And then I save it. Let's make a new texture. And let's call it metallic baked. And with metallic I can go down because it only needs the information of black and white. Let's go to the high res again. And let's see, I think we have to set it directly to the material output, so we have only this. And then I think we just have to select our texture without connecting anything on the low res. We have to do our selection with the active and bake again with bake type emission. Now we have also the metallic. Let's go to our high res again. And now we can also do the normal map. And this is normal bake. And we can also stay with 1024px. This will be our normal map. And in the baking option we set type to normal. We select our high res, select our low res again, and let's bake image, save as, normal baked, and this can also be a JPEG, save. And now I can change it to non-color, I think. Yeah, so this was the baking process. Don't forget to save your images. Also, the metallic one I forgot to save. So we call it metallic baked. And this should also be a JPEG. This is our low res now. Let's export and see if we optimized. We go to File, Export, and we do our GLTF export. And we call it Asset Low Res. And we select only the object what we selected in the scene. And what else we can do here? We have no animations, so there's nothing to do here. We can also higher the quality of the image and export. The result is less than a third of our original asset. Let's see how it works in the editor. We upload our GLB file. It looks a little bit smaller. We'll increase the size to 3. That looks nice. Let's do also a skybox. I adjust it to this position. And let's show our work in AR. Okay, I am happy you made it until the end and learn now how to optimize your 3D objects. If there are any questions, please leave a comment down below or go on our Discord channel. We can answer there your questions as well. Thank you for your time. Have fun, good luck, and goodbye.